Okay, today I have here the Gerber Principal, made in the USA, Portland, Oregon. There are a few things that I really like about this knife, and there's actually quite a few things I don't like about this knife. First off, we'll talk about this sheath here. It's very interesting, very versatile, and I do like it a lot. Now we can see pretty good stamp there, made in the USA, Portland, Oregon, Gerber. This is the belt clip part of it here. It's very secure in this sheath. It clicks into the first lashing hole. You can see now you can see there's 3 of them on the handle, and it just clicks in there, and you have a thumb release here. Pushes out very smoothly, clicks in very nicely. Very sturdy plastic. I've banged mine up quite a little bit. Holds up good. From the belt clip here, we will take out the middle insert. You can see there's a pinch tab here. Push that out. Pull it out. And that just falls off. Now we have a MOLLE set up in the back. So put that on your bag and weave this behind your MOLLE straps. And there you go. However you want to put it. However it'll sit on there. That's not coming out unless you make it come out. So that's the second style. Third style is one of my favorites. This is a horizontal back carry, so it fits on there like that. Push your tab back down through the middle. Now you notice all this is interchangeable pretty simply. Like I'm not having any issue switching these out, and I love that about this. It's only a couple pieces, one of which is going to be attached, so it's really only one extra piece you're going to have to keep track of. And whether or not you want to install the Velcro strap, which just goes right behind through the middle of the sheath there. Now you're really secure, because it's not going to come out of this tab on the sheath, and it's definitely not coming out of that Velcro. So there you go. That's the sheath. I love the sheath. It's a very good system. It works with whatever you want to do with it. Very diverse. You have the belt, the MOLLE, the horizontal back carry. You know, you have a backpack on. It's very nice. I'll get to it a little later, but if you're a hiker and maybe this blade was a little different, or maybe this system was on a different knife, if you're like a backpacker, a hiker, you're moving around a lot with like equipment, whatever, this makes for a very accessible fixed blade, and you're still able to carry things. You know, you don't have it on your side of your hip, or maybe you're carrying a rifle and it's banging into your knife. Like if you're in a hunting situation, you know, having it on the small of your back and you're doing a lot of walking, it's very comfortable. Now we'll get to the knife here. You can see 420 HC steel. It's a full Scandi grind. A nice deep sharpening choil here. Can act as a finger choil if you'd like. There's a rubberized overmolding on I'm guessing a polypropylene plastic scale. 3 lashings. You could tie any kind of lanyard system on here you'd like. It's a very thick stock, full tang, with a hard 90-degree spine. comes to a pretty stout point there. Overall, the ergonomics, very nice, very comfortable. That rubber, it's hard to get out of your hands once you have a nice grip on it. And the way it carries, as thick as that stock is, it's actually very narrow in your hand. It doesn't have much weight to it. It's a very light knife. That's due to the plastic rubber scales handle here. And then you have your 3 lashings. That really takes a lot of weight out of it. So it's a very light knife. Like I said, you're carrying it the small of your back. It's very nice to walk around with. However, there's things that I don't like about this. They advertise it as a bushcrafting knife. That's what I've used it for quite a bit. Now, as much as I do like the handle and the grip you have, it is very narrow, so you have to squeeze pretty hard on it. It can roll in your hand easier than a thicker handled knife would. That full Scandi grind takes very deep, big chunks, cuts. Really digs in nice, and with that down swoop kind of blade there, where everything's kind of dropping to a point with a big arced handle, you're really fighting to keep things kind of even with your cutting. If you were to baton this, and I think obviously that's why they put that very kind of stout tip there, is for batoning. So, but the way it's kind of rocked in its balance doesn't make for good batoning, because if you were to put the belly of that blade level, your top portion is already swooped down so far, you're going to be hitting eventually over here, not directly on top. But either way, you're going to be pushing at an angle, all your force, and you're constantly going to be fighting it in the back of the handle. That's a big complaint of mine, just the comfort of cutting, the balance of what you're doing with it. It doesn't make for a comfortable experience, honestly. But it does get done what you need it to get done. That point is very nice, how everything swoops in. You could really bore some holes with this thing. The way that tip is very stout, so I don't want to take too much away from it, because it is like its sheath, how versatile this is. This can be versatile if you use it correctly, but I mean, even if you do use it a lot and vigorously, like stuff like this happens where it kind of falls, the rubber is kind of coming off at the edge. So if you're doing heavy batoning with this and scraping it, what's your rubber going to look like? But like I said, it's going to be hard to do that anyway, so you're not going to be wanting to do that long. I don't know if I brought this up yet, but the fit and finish of the scales aren't really there yet. As you can see, once it's back further than the other, that's not a thing for functionality, but that's more of I think this knife is $65, I want to say. $65. I think we could line that up a little better if we're gonna proudly stamp "Made in the USA" on there. So yeah, just the thinness of the handle, the shape of the blade for that grind style, what you're gonna be using this for, the stock of the blade. I think these are all good things, just not all put together right here. I mean, it's a nice looking knife. I just wish maybe that grind was different. Something and not a Scandi, I think, would be better for what this knife is. Maybe make the handle a little thicker and the stock a little thinner, maybe. I think you would have a really nice knife there, accompanied with the knife. I just really want this setup with a different knife, I think, is what I want. Although I do like, this is a nice knife, like I said, just not the stock, not the grind style, not all put together the way it is. But there are a lot of good things to say about it. And Gerber does have another option for bushcrafting. They have the TerraCraft, which is a little longer. You're having G10 scales, I believe, which seem to be a lot wider. So maybe that longer blade with the heavier handle, I'm assuming it's heavier, you know, maybe that longer blade and heavier handle would be a lot better for bushcrafting. I just haven't used that knife yet. I've used this one, and I think when it comes to bushcrafting, it lacks a lot. Although to take this knife hunting or hiking, to have a nice knife with you, I think it's perfect for that. If you're a hiker that likes a Scandi grind, you know, like I said, that is the Gerber principle. A lot of good things about it. A lot of not so good things about it, in my personal opinion, but just like anything else, it's all up to the person who uses it, and everyone has their own personal preferences, right? It's not a bad knife. It's not a great knife either. Not for what they're trying to make it for, or make it out to be used for. I think for bushcrafting, within that price range, you can find a lot better knives suitable for the tasks you want to use them for in a $65 price range. There's, I don't, you know, we could you could go through brands, but I think anyone looking would easily find something they would like. So thanks for watching, and I hope you have a blessed day, and see you next time. Thanks.